All right. Today we're talking about compound inequalities. A compound inequality is basically where you're solving almost like two problems at the same time. And then your number line, instead of having like just one thing drawn on it, will have two things drawn on it. And you'll have to kind of see where stuff starts to overlap. So, okay. Let's try this one, example 1. Example 1 is going to say -8 is less than or equal to h minus 2 is less than 1. So notice how there's two like less than parts in this? Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of put down, you remember when we used to put down lines when we were solving equations to help us understand the left and the right? And now we're going to kind of almost split it up into two equations. Okay. Go ahead, it's all right, you can use it. Okay, so how do we get h alone in the middle? Add 2, but when I add 2, I'm not just going to add 2 in the middle, I'm going to add 2 on the left and the right at the same time. I'm adding 2 everywhere. That's why it's kind of helpful to have these like lines here so that you know where you have to do it. -8 plus 2 is -6. I'm going to keep the less than or equal to. We just got h in the middle now. It's less than 3. So what this answer means is it means that the answer, remember the answer is the variable, the answer is in between -6 and 3. So when we draw our number line, you're going to put -6 on there, put 0 on there, put 3 on there. Above the -6, do you think I should have a closed circle or an open circle? Closed above the -6. How about above the 3? Open. And to show that I want the answers that are between those, I'm just going to connect the dots to show that I want the answers between those two things. The reason why I don't want you to draw arrows is because an arrow going this way will imply that anything over there is okay, and a 3 over here will imply anything over here is okay, but really it has to be bigger than -6 and less than 3, so it's only this window. It can't be all of it. You guys understand? Sometimes I see people who draw arrows that are kind of like facing each other like this, and that would be okay if you wanted to do it that way. All right, example 2. Sometimes a compound inequality looks like this, where it's like all in one piece, and sometimes a compound inequality looks like this, where it's -7 is less than or equal to 3x plus 2, and then the word and then 3x plus 2 is less than or equal to 5. If the word is and, it means that the arrows are going to go in towards each other, just like this one was. If the word's or, the arrows are going to go away from each other. So I'm going to write that really big down here. I'm going to write and means in between, like in between these two numbers. And or means, what's a good way to say this one? If they're facing out. Okay. That's going to be the big thing for today. So and problems either look like this or like this. So we're going to solve each one of them separately. So I'm going to subtract 2. I get -9 is less than or equal to 3x. And then what? Divide by 3 on both sides. I get x -3 is less than or equal to x. And for me, I like reading things left to right, so I'm just going to switch that around really quick so I can read it easily. Over here, I'm going to subtract 2. I get 3x is less than or equal to 3. Am I going too fast?
A little bit.
Now what do I do? Renee? Divide by 3, divide by 3. Do I have to switch the sign?
No.
What would make me switch the sign right now? A -3 or multiplied by something like that. Okay, so now I have these two answers. So now I'm going to draw another picture. Here's -3, here's 0, here's 1. Why do you think I didn't put the 0 exactly in the middle of these two numbers? It's not exactly, it's closer to 1, right? Then it's closer to -3. I'd love if you had the spacing right, but I'm not going to mark you down for that. But it helps me understand that you know how these numbers work. Okay, -3, open or closed? Closed. 1, open or closed? All right, now it needs to be less than this one, right? And greater than that one. So you can either have two arrows facing each other like that, going in, or they can just be connected, like I did on this one. That making sense, everybody? Okay, remember, and means that we're going in between, or means we're facing out. So now we're going to try an or question. All right, 4x plus 8 is less than or equal to 16, or -3x plus 7 is less than -11. This one I want you to try with your partner. Hello? She is. Yep, right.
But you got -6? Yeah, -7 both sides.
So you're circling, so you mean?
-18 divided by -3 is 6. Can I go to the back now?
Yeah, are you guys done?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, you are. No, I'm not. It's a pimple. It is a pimple. Which one? I got a pimple right next to it. Wait, right here? Yeah, that's a pimple. Oh. Right now? I say it right there. You like on fire from the other day. I got it.
All right. How we doing? Does anybody need some more time? Okay, now the correct answer is x is less than or equal to 2, or x is greater than 6. That should be a closed circle on 2 going to the left, and an open circle on 6 going to the right. So they should be facing out, away from each other. Okay, so I need a group who's willing to either talk me through it or come up here for a prize.
You mean, would the 2 and would the 2 be to the right?
Nope. Because it is x is less than or equal to 2. Did you have greater than or equal to 2?
We just put it on, we just got the.
All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3.
We have a 33.333333% chance.
Now you got 50-50 chance.
1. Do you want to come up here or you want to talk me through it?
Here, one,
Who's talking? Who's right? Okay, Emily, when you talk, can you talk next to the computer so that it records you?